Heirloom tomato stack. We are starting to make the vinaigrette for the salad here. We start with the roasted garlic confit that we've made earlier. We have to make our garlic confit. In order to do this, we take 1.5 cups to 2 cups of whole garlic cloves. We're gonna add that in. And a very, very simple process. It's just covering with an olive oil that is not an extra virgin olive oil. You're just putting them onto a full flame, onto the fire. We're gonna bring them to a quick simmer and cook these garlic cloves until they're fork tender in the oil. It'll probably take about anywhere from 10 to 15 minutes. And then from there, we're gonna use 1 heavy tablespoon of Dijon mustard, 1/4 cup of sherry wine vinegar. It goes in. About a teaspoon of sugar in the raw. And we're gonna do the juice of 1/2 of a lemon. We're just gonna take a little strainer here, just get the juice out. We're gonna take a good heavy pinch of fresh thyme, put it into the bottom of our blender. Okay, and then from there, we're gonna get our blender going to start the emulsification process. And we're gonna use 3/4 of a cup of extra virgin olive oil. And we're gonna have to start this machine. See what this thing sounds like. Okay. Just take a spoon and get into it and just see if it's come together. It should come together and form sort of like a very, very super light mayonnaise that's not really, really thick. If it's too thick, it needs to be adjusted. For the consistency, you can add a little bit of water to bring the consistency down so it's not so thick and heavy. And that's pretty much right on. We have the balsamic reduction in the works right now for a tomato stack. We're just gonna be adding this to a saute pan. Everybody doesn't have really great, expensive aged balsamic vinegar at the house, and this is a great way to achieve a really nice garnish. It's sweet and gives a little contemporary edge to the plate. All right, for the roasting of the corn for our tomato stack, we need some oven roasted corn. We take out some of the outer leaves of the corn just to make sure that it's not too thick with corn husk. All right, well, what we want to do is just drop the corn in. And we are just gonna cover this about halfway with some water. What that will do is will help steam the corn out a little bit and help it in its roasting process. And then as it roasts in the oven is set for 350 to 400 degrees right now. The water will dissipate and the water will evaporate and will let the corn to continue to roast and get some of the caramelization, some charred, roasty flavors from the oven. We need some rendered down crispy bacon. We use a double smoked bacon here at Layla's. We add it to a pan with just a little bit of olive oil just to start the rendering process and cook it slowly and gently until you achieve the bacon of your dreams, which should be nice and golden brown and not too dark. And once you're done with the bacon, I recommend you taking the bacon out of the oil and draining it on some paper towels or a wire rack to free it from the oils. All right, we're gonna be making our roasted corn and blue cheese mix right now. The corn that we roasted earlier in the oven is now nicely roasted. We're gonna take it off of the cob. We just want the sweet kernels and the tender kernels off of this. We're gonna take about 2 to 3 tablespoons of chopped red onion that we chopped earlier. We're gonna take 2 good heaping pinches of crispy double smoked bacon, and then Danish blue cheese crumbles. We're gonna take 3 tablespoons of this. We're gonna season this mix lightly with a little bit of cracked black pepper. And then we're gonna return with a little bit of the fresh thyme that we have and add this to the corn mix. And we are now gonna take roughly about a tablespoon and a half of the vinaigrette just to coat the relish or the corn and cheese mixture that we've made. This mix, after you blend it, can be tasted for seasoning or for just general enjoyment. And it is perfect. I'm going to set this aside. Okay, so right now we are pretty much at assembly point for our tomato stack. Now, the tomatoes that we use right now throughout the year are heirloom tomatoes, and we try to mix them up a little bit so you get some different colors on the plate and some different textures and some different flavors. But right now we're going to just clean the tomato up a little bit and we can go on to the assembly of the salad. What we do is we just take three slices of these tomatoes and we are going to season them very, very lightly with a little bit of kosher salt, and then we're going to hit them with a little bit of cracked black pepper. We're going to take 1 slice of the tomato from the ground up to form our tower. We're going to take our lovely corn and blue cheese and we're going to take about 2 tablespoons or so of this mixture to get in between stacks of the tomatoes. Go with the yellow. Okay, we're going to take our vinaigrette that we made earlier. And we're just gonna take a kitchen spoon or a tablespoon, and we're just gonna dress the salad. And then we're gonna herb it up with some fresh herbs. We have some fresh chives and some fresh chiffonade of fresh basil. And then earlier we made a balsamic reduction. We're just gonna garnish the plate on the edges and across. Okay. This is the heirloom tomato stack with roasted garlic and cherry vinaigrette from Lily's Restaurant, Oak Park, California. Hope you enjoy it.